Got a question for you. What were the top 10 plays from this past football season for Tennessee? Tennessee football released their top 10 plays. Let's see if they are right and if there's any more that should have made the list. It's Locked On Vols.
You are Locked On Vols, your daily podcast on the Tennessee Volunteers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into it. Locked On Vols here, a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every single day. Everydayers, thank you so much for being here, making Locked On Vols your first listen, your first watch, each and every single day, free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And we're going to have a whole lot of fun today. A couple months ago, Tennessee football released their top 10 plays from the 2024 season. I bookmarked it in my X account, and I said, I'm going to come back to this because there is going to be a stretch of shows that I'm not going to be available to record, so I'm going to have to do some evergreens for a big moment coming up in my life, and I'm gonna use this as one of those shows, and here we are. And I thought it would be exciting because, you know, it's football. It's looking back on the good times, a lot of great plays. Then we can kind of dive down deep into what made these plays so special in the grand scheme of things. So, side note, when I was getting my start in this industry right out of college, when I stayed at Carson Newman and started, working with the sports information department to kind of get my toes wet a little bit, one of my first primary jobs was to direct, edit, produce, and star, at least in terms of the host, in top 10 plays every month for Carson Newman Athletics. So I saw this when I was like, okay, I've got to do a show on this. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So what were the top 10 plays for Tennessee football this past year? I'm going to go down the list 10 down to 1 and tell you what Tennessee did. And at the end, we're going to say, okay, which play should have been higher? Is there a play that they left off? All that and more happening right now. So let's start the countdown at number 10. And here's the name that you're going to hear several times here on this top 10 list from the 2024 season. It is Dont'e Thornton, 66-yard touchdown against Oklahoma. If you remember, that came just as the first quarter was coming to an end. I think there was like 3 seconds left in the first quarter. It put Tennessee up. It was Tennessee's first touchdown of the day. It put Tennessee up 10-3, and that touchdown started an 18-point unanswered run for Tennessee in that game, of course, before Tennessee milked the clock and ran the football and played defense. And that was kind of the first game where it's kind of like, okay, well, this is a new style of Tennessee football a little bit that we've been used to in 2021 and 2022. And my counter to that would be, sure, you're right, but Tennessee did not have a defense in 2021 and 2022. Nonetheless, that was kind of the first game where we said, oh, well, Tennessee can find ways to win in different ways, and this was kind of that. But this is the first touchdown of the game for Tennessee. Again, 66 yards. Dont'e Thornton, the big play wide receiver for the University of Tennessee, made several plays like this throughout the season. Averaged, 24 yards per catch, and this was 66 yards to the house, a simple post pattern, and that's not the last simple post pattern you're going to see from Dont'e Thornton on this list. But again, 10-3 was the score after scoring that touchdown, and Tennessee took control of the football game on the road at Oklahoma in a game that we knew, meant so much to Josh Heupel, and of course, it was, national storylines galore. So Dont'e Thornton kicks us off here on this list, and again, you're going to hear from Dont'e Thornton a couple more times. Number 9 play from the 2024 Tennessee football season, according to the X account from the Vols, is Will Brooks's pick 6 touchdown against NC State. Man, I love this play so much. It was the final touchdown, not offensively, but the final touch, not just off. It wasn't offensively, meaning this is the final touchdown of the half that Tennessee scored before heading into the halftime break, already up big time on NC State in that Week 2 neutral site matchup. It was a Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte against NC State. The pick 6 for Will Brooks. The guy it was a horrible decision by Will McCall. It was Grayson McCall. It was a horrific decision. Threw it right to Will Brooks. All Brooks had to do was leap up and make the catch, and then he took it 85 yards to the house, scoring with 3 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the second quarter for Tennessee to go up 17-3. Tennessee would add on a field goal, I believe as time expired, and head into the half with a 20-3 lead over NC State. Of course, Tennessee would go on to win 51-10. The only points that NC State scored in that game was on the 8-9 play opening drive where they settled for a field goal, and then it was a pick 6 from Nico Iamaleava. But what a dominant effort, and what a coming out party, I guess, for Will Brooks, because at the time, there was still a lot of ridicule, still a lot of, well, we're in year 4 with this coaching staff, and we have a walk-on safety starting. You get that about Dane Davis on the offensive side of the football, but Dane Davis is a scholarship, or was a scholarship player. He came to Tennessee as a walk-on. He was a scholarship player. Will Brooks was still a walk-on. Now, when the rosters expand to 105 in terms of scholarship, guys like Will Brooks would be put on scholarship, but there was still a lot of ridicule a little bit, and that never went away. There was still a little some of that for kids. It's unfair and everything, but I think as the year went along, everybody realized, maybe there's better players out there. Sure, there's better safeties around the country, but Will Brooks is the best safety Tennessee has on its roster right now, and not only is he playing out of necessity, but he's making plays. He had this interception. He had a game-sealing pick, pick against Alabama. He made a couple. Yeah, he tied for the team lead with Jermod McCoy with 4 interceptions. I mean, Will Brooks is out there for a reason, and this was kind of that coming out party for Will Brooks, in my opinion. So, a great play there. Number 9, the pick 6 against NC State from Tennessee safety Will Brooks. Coming in at number 8, I didn't lie to you guys. I told you you'd hear his name again, and you're going to hear it again down the list, is Dont'e Thornton. Another long touchdown reception for Dont'e Thornton. Actually, this one was not a touchdown reception. This was a huge reception that set up a touchdown for Tennessee against Alabama on the 3rd Saturday in October. It was Dont'e Thornton, 55 yards down the far sideline. Third quarter, 1:42 left, down to the Alabama 3-yard line, where Tennessee would punch it in with Dylan Sampson the very next play and take the lead over Alabama that it would never relinquish again, 14-10. And why I love this play, because, Nico made really bad throws in this game at points in times, threw it right to the defender. He had to go out for a play. You had your backup quarterback come in there and throw it right to the other team on his own first and only play. But then you come back and Nico comes back, and it's like we referenced it throughout the season a couple of different times where he had a couple of throws that beat Alabama. This was one of those throws. The other one's going to come up later in this list, but it was a sprint out. Get the ball, sprint out, roll out, and throw it on a dime down the sideline to Dont'e Thornton, who went ahead and took it to the 3-yard line. Tennessee punched it in. That was one of the biggest plays of the season, in my opinion. Didn't end in pay dirt, but set up a touchdown on the very next play. So Dont'e Thornton, huge reception there, to 55 yards from the sprint out, the rollout from Nico Iamaleava, and set up a touchdown the next play. One of the biggest throws of the year, in my opinion. That is play 10, 8, and 9. Dont'e Thornton, 66-yard touchdown reception against Oklahoma. Will Brooks, pick 6 against NC State. And Dont'e Thornton, 55-yard reception down to the Alabama 3-yard line. Those are plays 10, 9, and 8. We'll do plays 7 all the way down to 4 when we come back right here on Locked On Vols. Go ahead and stay tuned. This is a show that you absolutely just don't want to miss. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there's no better place to get in on all that action than over at FanDuel. It is America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, you can stay in the action. And if you're looking for a bigger payout, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. I love using FanDuel's live betting feature because it keeps me every single moment of the game exciting for me. Whether I'm backing my team in a late game rally or picking a player to hit a clutch 3, I never feel like I've missed my chance. Plus, the app is easy to use, and when you win, you get paid instantly. So, right now, new FanDuel customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. That is FanDuel.com to shoot your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Doing Tennessee top 10 plays from the football season. They released it on social media a couple months ago. Bookmarked it, wanted to go back and visit it, and wanted to get my reaction and talk about those plays, because for me, it's always fun to go back and relive some exciting moments, right? Who watching or listening to the show didn't get animated, didn't get pumped up, didn't scream, yeah, or clap, or have some expletives, some exciting expletives, not some angry expletives, when these said plays happen. If you're listening to this show or watching this show and you didn't do any of those things, then why are you listening and watching the show? Don't go anywhere. I mean, you don't have to, but like, this is a show for Tennessee fans, the most Tennessee fans, right? And so it's always fun for me to go back and relive some of those. So we did 10 through 8. Let's start off here in this segment with number 7. We'll go to Kentucky. Actually, the game was in Knoxville, but it's against Kentucky. It's always near Halloween. Tennessee does the black jerseys, a whole lot of fun. And you guys know me. I love me some defense. And I absolutely love when there's a defensive play that's made out there. And Joshua Josephs and Amari Thomas tag team to come up with this one. It was, what was it? It was in this, I took a whole lot of notes here. It was third quarter. Here we go. It was third quarter, 8:28 left in the third quarter. It was Joshua Josephs and Amari Thomas. It was a meeting in the backfield. You always hear about, hey, let's meet in the backfield. Ready, break. You know, it's let's meet in the backfield and have fun. Let's have a dance party in the backfield. I mean, this is what defenders say to one another in terms of getting after the quarterback. This is literally a meeting in the backfield. Joshua Josephs on one side, Amari Thomas on the other side. Sandwich quarterback sack of Brock Vandegrift in Kentucky. Forced fumble by Joshua Josephs. Linebacker Jeremiah Thielander picks it up, and Tennessee takes over on downs. It leads to a Tennessee touchdown when Tennessee takes the lead over Kentucky 14-10 with 8:28 left in the third quarter. Again, those games against Kentucky and Florida, super close. Florida went into OT, but this was a huge, huge play in that football game, just like the play down to Dont'e Thornton, the 55-yard reception that we talked about in segment number 1. Didn't score. Tennessee punched it in the next play. Tennessee took a 14-10 lead, never looked back. Same thing here. Turnover forces the points the other way, courtesy of Joshua Josephs, Amari Thomas, sandwich sack of Brock Vandegrift, and it was Josephs that stripped the football away, and it eventually led to a Tennessee score. So great defensive play, and I love those black jerseys, don't you? Let's go to number 6. We're going to stay in the same game. All right, this was the touchdown. I don't believe it came from that turnover, but it's one of the 2 touchdowns that Dylan Sampson scored in this game. It was the program record, tying the program record at the time of 19 single-season rushing touchdowns. This was a game for Dylan Sampson where it was like you knew that he was already a workhorse, but it's like, oh my goodness, like they're giving it to him 30 times a game. Like he's accumulating almost 150, 200 yards a game. I mean, he would go on to increase these season totals, but at the time, career highs 27 carries in a game, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. This top play coming in at number 6 against Kentucky, a 6-yard touchdown, all right? Yeah, this is the one that came later in the game. 4 minutes and 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and it gave Tennessee a whatever lead it was. I didn't write that down. I apologize. But it gave Tennessee some more insurance. But the reason this play is so unique and is why it is on this top 10 list, and why I'm glad it's on this top 10 list, is for 2 reasons. Number 1, it tied a program record, 16 rushing touchdowns. But more than that, it was the entire team pushing Dylan Sampson. You remember now? Pushing Dylan Sampson into the end zone. I'm sitting up there in the press box. I'm like, do they blow the whistle? No. Oh my gosh, they're going to call that a touchdown? What? I mean, I'm not complaining here, but how many times would they have called that dead? How many times do officials call that dead for lack of forward progress or whatever? The motion never went back, but there for a while, I mean, his forward progress was stopped. I'm not complaining. I'll take it any day of the week. What I love is seeing every offensive lineman, seeing Nico, your quarterback, get in there, seeing receivers coming from the outside and pushing Sampson into the end zone. So sure, he tied at the time a program record single-season touchdown, and that's a record that he holds now, and that'll go in the Tennessee record books. You can never take that away from him, I guess, until somebody breaks that record. But his name will always be in the record books. But it goes to show you that football is a team game. The entire offense pushed him into the end zone, and that just fires me the heck up, right? I mean, if you're a football gal listener, right, that should just fire you up, just like a special teams touchdown. That should fire you up, and man, I love that play so much. So Dylan Sampson, 6-yard touchdown run, fourth quarter touchdown against Kentucky. At the time, it tied a single-season program record. He would go on to break that, of course, with his monstrous junior campaign. Number 5, it's that man again, Dont'e Thornton. This one is a touchdown, 86 yards, post pattern at Vanderbilt. Second quarter, 6:38 left, and this touchdown tied the game at 17-all. Like, this is so frustrating about Dont'e Thornton's season because he was so productive, averaged 24 yards per catch, led the team with 6 touchdowns, led the team easily in receiving yards, nowhere close in receptions. He was just banged up all year long, but when he played, gosh, he was effective. And this is why running a 4.30 40-yard dash at the combine, he made himself $10 million, right? And so, I mean, it's plays like this. And then it's frustrating because you're sitting here like, man, if he would have played the majority of games, the majority of snaps in games, how many more touchdowns and explosive plays could Tennessee have had? Because that's been Tennessee's issue, right? The last couple of years, you compare stats. We've done it several times. We'll do it again. Stats from 2021 to 2022 in terms of, passes 20 yards down the field, explosive plays, and then you compare that to 2023 and 2024. They're down. If Thornton would have stayed active all year long, how many more Tennessee would have had in 2024? I don't know. We'll never know. But here it is, 86-yard touchdown, post pattern against Vanderbilt. Second quarter, 6:38 left. And Tennessee tied the football game at 17-all. Remember, Tennessee was down 14-0 in the first 4 minutes of that game. It was a disastrous start for the Big Orange, with all you had to do was beat Vanderbilt to secure a spot in the college football playoff. And Tennessee, from the get-go, got off the bus down 14 points. This tied the football game. It was his second touchdown already of the football game. And again, it was 86 yards, skinny post pattern. Nico Iamaleava to Dont'e Thornton against Vanderbilt in the regular season finale. One more play I'm going to highlight here in segment 2 before we get on to the top 3 in our final segment. Jermod McCoy juggling INT, same game, different end zone, but a juggling interception at the goal line against Vanderbilt. Man, what a play. It was 3rd and 7 from the 28-yard line. Diego Pavia shoots for the end zone, and it's one-on-one coverage. And why, we'll see more of this in a moment, why quarterbacks want to challenge Jermod McCoy in one-on-one coverage, don't know. He goes up there on his back, tips it around, juggling around. He's on his back. He secures the interception, and what an interception it was. Gave the football back to Tennessee, and Tennessee turned it over immediately on the very next play. But at the time, humongous. It's a constant reminder that your back's bowed, you can bend but not break, and that's what Tennessee and Jermod McCoy did just there. I mean, just the athleticism, the concentration for him to go up there, hand on a ball, bat the ball around a little bit, juggle it a little bit, on his back, secure it, right? Secure it, and give the football back to Tennessee. What a play. What a play. Jermod McCoy juggling interception in the end zone against Vanderbilt was the number 4 play of the year. So, in review so far, number 10, Dont'e Thornton, 66-yard touchdown against Oklahoma. Number 9, Will Brooks, pick 6 against NC State. Number 8, Dont'e Thornton, 55 reception, against Alabama to set up a score the very next play. Number 7, Joshua Josephs, Amari Thomas, strip sack, combo sack, sandwich meeting in the backfield. Number 6, Dylan Sampson, program tying at the time, 6-yard touchdown run where the entire team pushed him in. Number 5, Dont'e Thornton, 86-yard skinny post pattern touchdown against Vanderbilt to tie the game at 17-all. And then number 4, Jermod McCoy's juggling interception earlier in that game against Vanderbilt on a 3rd and 7 from the 28-yard line. What did Tennessee's social media account post as the top 3 play? What were the top 3 plays from the 2024 season, and did they get them right? We will discuss as we continue on here. It's Locked On Vols. It's been a fun show so far. We're doing the top 10 plays from the Tennessee football season as posted by the Tennessee football social media accounts a couple months ago, reacting, and so far so good. It's hard not to have Dont'e Thornton on there numerous times. Will Brooks' pick 6 would have been on there for me. A play that I really, really like is coming up, and actually 2 plays that I really, really like. 3, the top 3 is pretty good. These are probably the top 3 plays of the year. Let's go ahead and get rolling. 2 of those are also defensively, so that's going to make me happy. Number 3, James Pearce, strip sack on the goal line against your Florida Gators. Graham Mertz from the 1-yard line trying to sneak it in. Looks like he's kind of stood up a little bit trying to dive. Like it's one of those, like it's a big pile and his body's kind of, parallel, horizontal there from the goal line or whatever. And like the replay, you see his knees not down. It's clear as day. You see his knees not down. You see that big hand come in there, rip it loose. He just takes it away. And then you see a big scrum. And then you see James Pearce rolling out of that scrum, stand up with the football. Was awesome. On the field, they called it a strip and a turnover possession Tennessee. They showed it on the Jumbotron, and clear as day, you can see he's not down, rips in there and takes it away. It reminded me, I'm just like, that is a grown blank man just saying, hey, that's my football, give it here. And yeah, that's a big play anywhere on the football field, but it was on the goal line. It was the 1 yard line. Graham Mertz in Florida, even if you got stuffed on that play, you're at the 1 yard line. They're going to score a touchdown, right? They were already leading 3-0 at the time. Again, bend but not break. And I'm going to say that again here in a moment. Bend but not break. Another reason why this defense was just so good. Another reason why this defense had one of the highest stop rates of any college football defense in 2024. Because of plays like this. The strip, forced fumble, recovered fumble away from Graham Mertz against Florida on the goal line. It was 1st and goal from the 1 yard line. Florida was already leading 3-0 in the second quarter. And with 3 minutes left in that frame, Tennessee would go on, I believe, and score. No, Tennessee was shut out in the first half, but huge play for a game that Tennessee won in overtime. Huge play for James Pearce. Number 2, it's another interception by Jermod McCoy, and you probably know exactly which pick this is. He had 4 on the season. This is arguably his biggest one, but again, just like the one against Vanderbilt, and just like we were just talking about with James Pearce, your back's against the wall, bend but don't break. Stand up, Tennessee defense, and this is what Jermod McCoy did yet again. One-on-one coverage. At the time, a 17-year-old Ryan Williams, right? Did you know that? At the time of this play, Ryan Williams was 17 years old. He's since had a birthday. He's 18. But at the time, he was 17, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, you didn't watch the football game. At least listen to the broadcast. Jermod McCoy, interception, one-on-one coverage, man coverage with freshman phenom wide receiver Ryan Williams. And this is why I love these plays at the goal line, right? I mean, it was the same way, and it was a little bit different because it was they were from the 28-yard line against Vanderbilt. But when you're on the goal line, you got a quarterback. I mean, all a receiver wants is a chance, right? Just say, hey, just lob it up, throw it up, give me a chance to go make a play. And as a cornerback, you're saying, give me a chance to go pick that ball off. Give me a chance to go make a play, bat that ball down. Oh, you want to challenge me? You want one-on-one? You want best on best, man on man? Let's roll. And Jermod McCoy goes up. He's playing, he's got one hand, like a basketball player. It's how you play defense, right? He's got one hand on the receiver, not tugging, not pulling. He was so good in man coverage of not getting called for pass interference because he was not interfering. He was playing basketball, and that's what you're supposed to do. One hand on Williams, it looked like, but he goes up, takes his right hand and grabs that football one-handed and comes down. One-handed pick six in the end zone. What a play. What a flippin' play. It was third. It was from the 3-yard line with 3 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first quarter, and he returned. He didn't just go down. He returned it to the Alabama 46-yard line. I mean, I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, what a play. Oh, what are you doing? Like, you see defenders get so greedy doing this all the time where they just want to take it out and they get tackled like at the 4 or 5 yard line. It's like, dude, just take a knee or go down in the end zone. You get the ball, at the 20. But he made the right call all the way past midfield down to the Alabama 46-yard line. And Jermod McCoy, what a play. What a freaking play to pick off Jalen Milroe in the end zone one-handed. And then the wherewithal to go and get some more yards after the interception. Jermod McCoy coming in there at number 2. And then finally at number 1, the top play of the year, according to Tennessee Football on its social media accounts that it released. And for me, it's hard to argue. Number 1, the opponent. Number 2, the stakes of the game. Number 3, just the go-getter mentality of Josh Heupel here. This is Josh Heupel, and this is what I wanted to see a little bit more of last year. Let me paint the picture for you, okay? Tennessee had 3rd and 5 from the 16-yard line. Tennessee was trailing 17-14 with about 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So you're down by 3, 17-14. Waning moments of the game. About 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You're facing 3rd and 5 from the 16. Call play, go up there and get it. Go up there and make a play. Go up there and win your football game. That 55-yard reception earlier in the third quarter that Dont'e caught on the rollout from Nico Iamaleava, that was a go get it, go win this football game play. Okay, and that play, let's see here. Yeah, it led to Tennessee taking a lead at the time. But of course, Alabama would come back and score a touchdown and go ahead 17-14. So that's where we are right now. And Tennessee's driving, but they're facing 3rd and 5 from the 16-yard line. What Josh Heupel does is he takes Chris Brazzell from the outside, and I believe at the time it was Chaz Nimrod. He flips those two guys. Chaz Nimrod goes to the outside. Chris Brazzell comes to the slot, which Chris Brazzell has not played in the slot at Tennessee, but you schemed it up and you called it up specifically for Chris Brazzell. And just like I was talking about a moment ago, quarterback, just give him a chance. Give him a chance. What an absolute dime. A drop into the back of the end zone on a goal line fade. Beautiful throw from Nico Iamaleava and a catch, right place, right time over Alabama, right here in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee on a Tennessee Saturday night. Just a gorgeous throw and a gorgeous play, gorgeous catch. Tennessee goes up 21-17, does not give that lead away. And, of course, the Vols go on later on. Will Brooks intercepts Jalen Milroe, and Tennessee wins that football game. Was that by a final score of 24-17? So they tacked on a field goal later in the game. Yeah, it was Max Gilbert, 41 yards to go up to make it a touchdown game at 24-17. So, man, what a play there by Chris Brazzell. What a play. What all these plays here by Tennessee, man. What's your favorite? Is there any plays that we left off? I mean, off the top of my head, I can't really maybe the play where, and the opponent's one thing, James Pearce just running over that quarterback from UTEP. Maybe that's on there, but I understand the opponents. Maybe not. I thought Arian Carter's interception against Florida, freshman on redshirt freshman, I guess. I thought that was freshman on sophomore. Arian Carter didn't redshirt last year, but he did get hurt and miss about half the year. I thought that was a really, really good play. Maybe that's worthy of conversation. But for the most part, you're not going to take a whole lot of these games. I mean, the performances, right? I mean, Nico had 314 passing yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half against, was it UTC? Whoever they opened up with. Yeah, it was UTC. But, UTC Chattanooga. But overall, I think these 10 plays are about right. And what fun they were. Dont'e Thornton, 66 yards, touchdown against Oklahoma, number 9. Will Brooks, pick 6 against NC State, 85 yards at number 9. Dont'e Thornton, 55 reception down to the Tennessee 3-yard line where they punched it in the next play. That is against Alabama, coming in there at number 8. Number 7, Joshua Joseph, Amari Thomas, sandwich strip sack, where Jeremiah Thielander picks it up from Brock Vandergrift. That's at number 7. Dylan Sampson, at the time, program tying single-season rushing record, 6-yard into the end zone where the entire team pushes him in. Number 5, Dont'e Thornton, 86-yard touchdown skinny post pattern against Vanderbilt. Jermod McCoy coming in there at number 4, juggling INT against Vanderbilt in that same game. Number 3, James Pearce stripping Graham Mertz at the goal line as Florida was going in there trying to take a 10-0 lead. Jermod McCoy coming in at number 2, his interception one-on-one against Ryan Williams against Alabama. And then number 1, Chris Brazzell, the game-winning touchdown, 16-yard reception to the back of the end zone on just a big boy throw there by Nico Iamaleava. That is your Tennessee top 10 football plays of the 2024 season. I agree with them. I can't really touch the top 2 for sure. There's not like a 70-some-odd touchdown run like Jalen Wright had last year. There's not a 54-yard touchdown run on play number 1 against Georgia like Jalen Wright had last year. But, for the most part, just some good football plays. And that's what Tennessee did on its way to a 10-win season in the college football playoff. What say you? Are there any plays that we're forgetting? These were Tennessee football's top 10 plays. I'm going to agree with it for the most part. How much fun was that season? Hopefully there's more to come, and there's more explosive plays looking forward to in 2025. That's going to do it here for today's edition of Locked On Vols. Can't thank you enough for being here. Tell your friends. Tell that Tennessee Volunteers fan in your life this is the show for them. Weekday mornings, wherever you get up, we are free and available. Whenever you get up, we're free and available wherever you get your podcast. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please download these episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everything else. This is Locked On Vols.